Hey everyone, it's Lisa at Ultimate Serenity Massage. I just wanted to do a quick video on self-care. So we'll use a couple of items you may have at home. You can use a tennis ball. I just happen to have a rock tape ball. And then if you don't have a double roller, you can always put two tennis balls and tie a knot in a sock. That way it'll keep them together and you can use it on your back. It feels fabulous. And then you can use a little bit larger ball. This one just happens to be a rock tape ball too, to work out your hamstrings. And then of course our foam roller, which we're going to use first. So let's put this behind our back, because I know a lot of you have been either sitting at a desk all day, you've been cooped up. Heck, all of us have, right? You just kind of need to do like a little self-care break to open up your shoulders, your pecs. That way you won't have less neck pain. Hopefully it'll help out with that. So let's put it on our mid back. Get it in position here. Hands behind your head. And just slowly start to lower your back toward the floor. And bring it up toward the ceiling. Readjust. Get it up a little higher. Lower toward the floor. Back up toward the ceiling. Lower toward the floor. Back up toward the ceiling. Bring it up a little higher yet. Lower all the way and hang out here for a moment. Settle in. A couple deep breaths in and out. Nice little self-adjustments always feel good. One more in and out. Open up your arms. Come up. This time, let's rest our head right on that roller. Open up your arms. Reach them around. And reach them around. And bring them back around. Other direction. And up overhead. And release. Take your head back and forth. Feels great at the base of the skull. Nice little neck massage. And then nod your head up and down. Chin to chest. Other side, chin to chest. Center. Look up. Look up again. One more. And release that. Come all the way up. Now if you have two tennis balls, you can easily use two tennis balls for this next one. So you'd put the two tennis balls, one on either side, so they go in between the shoulder blade and the spine. And you lay right on those tennis balls so they're in between the blades of the shoulder. Once you're there, you're going to drop your head, take your arms up to the sky, reach them toward the sky, and let them naturally fall back down. Reach the fingertips up, fall back down, reach them up, fall back down. I'm going to scoot up just a smidge. One more up, and let them fall down. And this time, open them, not all the way above your head, just maybe toward your forehead. We're going to make circles. Do a couple more. And reverse it. This gets working in between the shoulder blade, rhomboids. Opens up your pecs. On this last one, we're going to hold it open toward the floor. I happen to be downstairs in my basement today, so you get a nice view of all the snowboards. And release. This time you're going to roll that shoulder, your right one. You have it crossed, your left hand or your right hand on your left shoulder. And release. And go the other direction. I'm just making circles. My other one's just here for the ride. That way you can see what it looks like. And release. Take your left hand to your right shoulder. Circle it around. Working that rhomboid muscle with those two tennis balls. And release there. Final one. Reach back as far as you comfortably can. And bring them up. Reach back. Bring them back up toward the ceiling. Reach the fingertips long toward the ceiling. One more. Reach them back long. Back toward the ceiling. And release those down. Roll off. Come up. We'll take that. We'll take and do our hamstrings. Just going to put that there. Right on the ham. It's really hard to do it with the roller because you're up on your shoulder blades and it just doesn't feel good. So we're just going to roll back and forth to get that loose. Do one more. And if you're on a wood floor, you can just sit on a towel. That way you have some leverage. I like being on a mat that I can slide on. We'll do the other leg. And then if you find a tight spot, you just hang out there for a moment. Maybe move it from side to side, a little east to west. Move the ball up a little higher, east to west. Just whatever feels good for you today. My hamstrings happen to be tight after a long bike ride. Had to get out of the house, right? And release that. Let's come down and we're going to take that same ball and we're going to roll out your glutes. I'm also going to show you how to do it on the roller second. So come up. Put that right leg up over the left knee. Put that ball right in that little sweet spot in the tight part of your glutes. Sit back down. And now you're just going to roll your hips from east to west. Once you find a little tight spot, you're just going to hang out there for a moment. Maybe a good time to take a deep breath in and out. Go back to the rolling. Reposition it. This really gets in those tight glutes. Also helps out with your hips if you've been sitting all day. Take some time for some self-care for yourself today. There you go. Reposition it. Sit back down. And hang out for a moment. Reposition it. Move from side to side. Maybe you've been on your feet all day working. And this is just a nice way to end your evening before dinner. And back up. Sit back down. I happen to like these rock tape balls because they have little spikies on them. And they feel really good. And switch sides. Take the ball out. Left over the right leg. Ball goes underneath. A little side to side. Roll. Hang out if you find a little tight spot. So it's just really tense. The muscle could be tensing up as well. A little spasm. We'll rock a little bit. And release that ball. Let's show you how to do it on the roller. Start with it behind you. Come up, have a seat on the roller. Put your left hand back like a kickstand. Bring your left leg over your right and kind of open it up a little bit. And you're going to rock back and forth. Roll toward your feet. Roll toward your hand. Roll toward your feet. Roll toward your hand. Then you find that little sweet spot in there. You can hang out here for a moment and move that leg forward and back, the left one, the one that's crossed. A little back and forth. You never want to just be here because then you're going to be rolling on the sacrum. You want to roll yourself open, prop yourself back like a kickstand. That way you make sure you're getting the correct spot. All right. Other side. Right hand. Right leg over. You can even have a hand on the right knee and roll. So you're getting on that sweet spot. Rolling on all the tension. So that way your hips will be open and it'll help you with your low back pain. Roll back and forth. Little sweet spot. Moving that right knee forward and back. And releasing. Coming off of it safely. Next, we're going to put the roller underneath our knees. We are going to lay down. And you're going to bring the roller to your butt. You're going to come up and do a bridge. And you're slowly going to lift that roller up just above your hip joint. Hand on the roller. One knee up. Your right, go ahead and catch it. Let your left leg rise up a little bit as you pull your right knee toward your armpit. Get a nice hip flexor stretch. Feels great. Let gravity do the work. Always keep one hand here just in case the roller won't go away. And if you're comfortable, go ahead and put two hands. I'm comfortable, so I'm gonna use two. If you're really flexible, you can straighten that left leg and let gravity just pull it down. But mine are a little tight today, so I'm going to leave it bent. And release. I'm going to grab the roller. I'm going to bring my right knee to the floor. Both hands on the left, pull it up. Let that right hip flexor open up. A couple deep breaths in. And out. One more in. And out. Hands on the roller. Both knees to your chest. Hold it right here. This is where you want to hang on to the roller because I've had it slide out a couple of times. Alright, so knees, bring them straight up. Dip them over to the right. Your hip will rise up, and that is totally fine. Back to center. Over to the left. Make sure you got a really good hand on that roller. Back to center. Mine moved a little bit, so I'm going to adjust it. Over to the right. Back to center. Over to the left. Back to center. Straighten one leg, followed by the other, and let your toes go toward your head. Nice little hamstring stretch. Bring them back up to center. Let them fall toward your head, and let gravity just stretch out those hamstrings. Bring them back to the center line. One more. Let your toes fall toward your head. Hold them there. And release down. One knee down to the floor, followed by the other. Nice little back stretch. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Hands on the roller. Now you're going to lean towards your left side. And you're going to get a nice stretch in your back. It feels fabulous. Especially after a long day, right? Everybody needs it. Back to center. Uncross the right leg. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. Drop it over. Look the opposite direction. And come back to center. Uncross. One last one. Bring both your knees towards your chest. And release one knee down, followed by the other. Lift your butt up. Slide the roller out so it ends up underneath your knees. Come on up. And let's take care of our feet. Something that I like to do is I like to take the tennis ball. Let me turn so you can see what I'm doing. And I just like to put it on the arches of my feet. And I just like to roll it down and up. Just to kind of get everything worked. Now you can even curl back your toes to work that arch out. If you've been on your feet all day, roll it back and forth. This is actually my favorite one. You can also stand on it if you wanted more weight in there. And we'll get the other side. Just roll it back and forth, especially on those arches, those tired feet. There we go. Start at your heel, go toward your toes. Heel to toe. Doesn't take a lot of pressure. And release. Now, I'm also going to do the outside of the leg, which are your peroneals. We're going to use that tennis ball. And all you're going to do is put the tennis ball on the ground here. You can take that leg back behind you and you're going to put it in the meaty part. So you don't want it right on the bone. You want it right in the meaty part. You're going to set that right there. And all you're going to do is apply some weight. Lean to your side. Let gravity help you. And release. Move that ball down a little bit more toward your ankle. Lean, apply a little bit of pressure. You can stay here and do a couple of these. You can even, while you have the pressure on, flex your ankle, especially if it's really tight. And then stop flexing your ankle and keep that pressure on. Come back up. Lean again after you move the ball down a little bit. Add the pressure by leaning sideways. And release. Now we're going to go back up toward the top. Lean sideways. Come back up. Lean sideways. And up. Move that ball down. One more. And back up. Do the other side. Placing that ball right in the meaty part. Once you're in position, apply a little pressure by leaning on it. Coming up, adjust the ball down toward the ankle a little bit. Lean over. Coming back up. We're going to go one more, and we're going to go back up again to the meaty part. Lean. This actually feels really good if you're a runner, if you have tight peroneal muscles. Want to spend some time here. Back up. Go one more down. hold. And release that. I'm going to put that off. The very last one is we'll do our pecs. What I like to do is put my headrest back here, lay on my back, take the ball here, tennis ball, racquetball, whatever you have, put it right on your pec and just roll back and forth. You don't need a lot of pressure. Just, you can even do circles, you can go back and forth. You're just rolling out the pec muscle. I'm going to go little circles here. And if you find a tight spot, you can just hold it right there. You can do this a couple of times, especially if they're tight. I'm going to go back and forth. And release. I'm going to do the other side. I'm just putting it in my palm. I'm going to drop my arm. My microphone. There we go. And we're going to do the other side. Same deal. Back and forth. Side to side, up and down. Whatever feels good for you today. At the end of the day, you just want to wind down, work on yourself, give your body a little attention. Back and forth. And release. The next one we'll do underneath, and this will be our last one. So you're going to turn on your side. And you're going to put your arm over the roller. You can have both knees bent or straight, whichever's comfy. Making sure it's on the outside edge of your shoulder blade. So you're leaning over. You're going to prop your arm up. You're going to take the other one behind your head as well. And all you're going to do is take that elbow toward your roller and back up. And that's going to help work the outside edge of that shoulder blade. And if it's not in the right spot, move down a smidge so you're just on the outside edge of the blade. And back down. You don't want to be on the ribs because that just doesn't feel good. And back up. One more. And back up. Actually, we'll do a couple more. This one feels good. And hold. You can release your hand. Open up that pec. Bring it back toward the center. Reach toward the front. Open it up. And release. We'll get the other side. Once again, you want it right on the outside blade of the shoulder. Get that front and center. Prop up my head. Other hand. Forward. And back. Most of us spend a lot of time at the computer. You're hunched forward. You're not in good posture. Maybe we're driving a lot nowadays, or you're getting outside for some exercise. And you just need a little bit of time and take care of those aches and pains before they become growing pains, right? I'll do one more. And release. All right. So hopefully that helped open up your shoulders, release some of your pecs, and let yourself sink in, and hopefully you'll have a great rest of your night. So the products that I used today were the rock tape balls. One of them's like a lacrosse ball, one of them's got the little spikies. I got the foam roller, and this is a peanut. So it's like having two tennis balls stuck together. So when you have it, this little line goes where your spine is, and this one goes where your shoulder blades are. So when you're rolling it, your spine is not getting compressed. It has enough space to where this is able to roll down your scapula and your rhomboids. Actually feels really good. So if you guys have any questions, drop them below. I'd be glad to answer those for you. Like if you need help rolling out your hamstrings, your quads, or you just need a little break, join me next time and we'll see if we can't get you in some self-care. Have a great rest of your night.